Hello, my name is Philip Simon, and this is my live event project. Chris Rock is one of the most hardest working multi-talents in the entertainment industry today. A successful actor, screenwriter, TV, and film producer and director, Chris Rock is known for his comedic pizzazz. Chris Rock carved out his brand of comedy after working as a stand-up comic, which eventually led him to become a cast member of Saturday Night Live in the early 90s. Soon after, he went out on more prominent film roles in a series of acclaimed HBO specials. Having sold out arenas from coast to coast, it is no question that Chris Rock, coupled with this,
it's so weird, just the way they report on it, the way they cover it. There's everything so racial. How many white people are voting? How many working class white people? How many white people over 4'8" are voting for Barack Obama? You know, and the crazy thing is, whenever white people vote for Barack Obama, which is a lot of the time, they go, well, you know, they listened to the issues and they felt Obama spoke to their issues. They went over the issues, they weighed the pros and cons, and they felt that Obama spoke to their issues. And whenever black people vote for Barack, they go, well, they black, he black, I guess that's why. Like, we don't even have names on our ballots and shit. Like, it's just scratch and sniff on our ballot and shit. Like it's just pictures of milkshakes. No, strawberry, nah, chocolate. I vote chocolate, that's what I want.
I chose Chris Rock because of his comedic flair, never scared attitude, and his ability to twist potential satire and black humor into an observational comedy, which would be apropos for January 19, 2013 Saturday, on the eve of the presidential inauguration, in order to honor President Obama before the official ceremony take place. This one-night stand-up comic event is sure to be a historic one, as one of the greatest comedians of all time, with the number of Emmys, Grammys, and American Comedy Awards, takes the stage to bring in the new year with jokes that will have you laughing for at least another 4 more years. And as if Chris Rock wasn't enough, the Roots and special guests will be opening the show. Since the president will be taking the oath in D.C., it is only befitting the show takes place in the nation's capital as well. And for this reason, we have selected the DAR Constitution Hall for this one-night event. The DAR Constitution Hall seats roughly 3,702 seats. Constitution Hall was originally built in 1929 to house the DAR annual convention. Today serves as Washington, D.C.'s largest concert hall, featuring concerts, speakers, comedians, operas, films, and more. The historic building is registered as a National Historic Landmark and is part of a 3-building complex owned and operated by the Daughters of the American Revolution. Every president since Calvin Coolidge has attended events at DAR Constitution Hall. Through the years, numerous television events have been hosted here, including Country Music Association Awards and HBO specials. There is a total of 260 box seats, 1,234 floor seats, 2,208 tier seats. We plan to sell the box seats at $100, the floor seats at $75, and the tier seats at $60. Altogether, we plan to take in upwards to $225,000. DVD sales will be set at $20 with a projection of $100,000 in sales, leaving us with a total of $2 million. Altogether, our net sales, we're looking at $2,225,390. The cost of goods, we're looking at in a range of $200,000 per CD to make, and our gross margin between the difference is $2,025,390. In relation to our event expenses, we're looking at $10,000 roughly for the venue, 15% of the ticket sales accumulating for $33,808.50 for 15% of the ticket sales. The opening band, The Roots, is $20,000. TV and radio promotions is $15,000. Staff and tech, we're looking at $50,000. Insurance for everything is $10,000. Limo service fees is $2,000. Food and beverage is $1,000. The hotel expense fees is $1,000 for a total of $142,808.50. Overall net profit we're expecting to make is $1,882,581.50, with my manager cut or fee at $188,258.15. Chris Rock's schedule for the day of 19 January 2013 is as follows: at 0700, which is 7 o'clock a.m. We'll pick Chris Rock up. Chris Rock will be picked up by a limo from Reagan National at 07:30. Chris will arrive at Georgia Brown Restaurant for a special breakfast. At 8:30, Chris will arrive at 93.9 WKYS FM radio station for a promo visit to promote the show. At 9:30, he will arrive at 95.5 WPGC FM for a radio promo visit to promote the show. At 10:30, Chris will arrive at the DAR Constitution Hall for a sound check and concept dress rehearsal. At 11:30, he will arrive at Howard University for autograph signing, and then arrive at 12 o'clock at Georgetown University for autograph signing. At 12:30, Chris will arrive at the hotel for some reprieve and a lunch. At 3 p.m., Chris will tour historic sites in the D.C. area. At 4 p.m., Chris will arrive at the hotel for personal time and a quick workout section. At 7 o'clock p.m., Chris will arrive at DAR Constitution Hall for a final sound check, wardrobe, hair, and dress rehearsal. Chris will take the stage at 8 o'clock p.m. Show will go on till 9:30 p.m. where the show ends at 9:30. At 9:45, Chris will head backstage for last-minute meet and greets with VIPs. At 10 p.m., Chris Rock will arrive at the club for the after party. At 11 p.m., Chris will arrive back at the hotel and for some rest for an early morning departure to LA. As contracted, Chris Rock's rider will consist of security, personal security that will follow him throughout the day, private dressing room at the Constitution Hall. Must-haves for Chris Rock's room is peppermints, a lot of peppermints, a masseuse, workout gym, room temperature bottled water, Kush, a half an ounce of Kush, a fifth of Hennessy, a five-star hotel is included, a stretch limo, Mercedes, and first-class air travel. As with anything, there will be several risks involved, and some of the things that we do as far as analyzing the risks and trying to alleviate any risk that will be involved. The first thing is technical difficulties, especially through any live taping. Our main focus is to do a second and third sound test coupled with a few dry rehearsals to make sure that there won't be any last-minute hiccups. As far as any kind of fighting and disturbances or anything that can go on throughout the show, we're hiring extra security. We're going to have vigilant communication checks and emergency EMS on standby for any kind of emergencies. As far as surprise for inclement weather, there will be tent stations for customers caught outside in the rain so they're not getting rained on. In an extreme case of power failures, there will be generators on deck. And if the weather is too outrageous, we will take precautions in going about to postpone the show or cancel the show. And for any vehicle problems that might ensue in case of a breakdown or miscues, we'll have extra drivers and vehicles on standby. The main takeaway for me is managers make the production process happen, and depending on the style of the manager, it could be smooth or very choppy. Every task to be completed rests on the manager's shoulder to make sure everything is accomplished. All financial matters to be negotiated is the manager's responsibility, and the owner and the overall interest of the artist should be in the manager's main concern. On the day of the performance, if the artist has to worry about any external factors outside of performing, you're not doing your job as a manager.